All right. Well, ever since the great deplatforming began and people were getting kicked off Facebook for essentially violating terms of service that had never been accurately expressed, Facebook has been really pushing the envelope. Remember in East Germany they had this whole thing called the Stasi where people informed on their neighbors if they were traitors to the communist cause. Well, Facebook has decided that was a great idea and that we need to do it some more. So they've introduced this trust rating thing where you get a rating between like 0 and 1. If you have, depending on how much you post fake news and how much you've reported other people's fake news. So, if you're like a really good citizen and you watch CNN religiously every day, you probably have a pretty high trust rating. Especially if like your friends watch, I don't know, InfoWars or like, I don't know, Telesur or something thought crime-ish, and you report them every time they post it. So, like, it's not even based on your own posting of real news. It's based on your reporting of your friends' fake news, which to me is terrifying because it makes you, it's the Stasi, basically. No, Mark Zuckerberg thinks it's a great idea to bring the Stasi back.
I'll tell you one thing. I would feel very uncomfortable if I got a perfect rating from Zuckerberg, because that means that I'm the perfect guy according to Zuckerberg. So you're a fucking idiot if you get a perfect score. So
yeah, but I mean it's proprietary, so I think they might have actually be like trying to head that thing off the pass because they know that people would wear it as a badge of honor if they got rated untrustworthy by Facebook.
That's it.
So they're like keeping it hidden. You don't know what your trust rating is. You don't even really know like what it depends on, but that they kind of hint that it like involves the sharing and reporting of fake news. So it's like, and they claim because as soon as they teamed up with the Atlantic Council, who we all know is run by like NATO and all these other like repressive dictatorships and shit. But as soon as they teamed up with the Atlantic Council, it started to be all about like the fake news thing and the report your neighbor thing. And so as soon as they had this report function for fake news, quote unquote, people started abusing it. If they read an article they didn't agree with or they were in an argument with the user, they would report them. Because that's what you do. That's what the people did in Stasi. That's what people have always done since time immemorial when they have incentivized ratting out your neighbors. So, like, Facebook claims that they can tell between, like, real and fake. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I think that, I'm hoping that all this is going to backfire right in the fucking faces. However,
I hope so.
It's a little bit scary, because it may not. Because judging from what I've seen out in what's passing for the liberal class, because, like I say, I feel like abandoned by the left liberal class, because, like, I'm left liberal, for sure, have been all my life, and from what I'm seeing, that it's a bunch of, like, zombies, like Stepford Wives style zombies.
They'll take anything, man. They will take any sort of assault on their freedom and assault on, like, the freedom of people who they should sympathize with. Yeah. I mean,
cheering on censorship.
It's really, really sad. Yeah, cheering on censorship is disgusting.
Well, I think what it is that, I think the ruling power structure is brilliant. First, they get the left liberals to cheer on censorship, and of course, it's going to be used against left liberals. But the left liberals are so like blinders on that they don't understand the history of that the ruling power structure they believe is liberal right now, dudes. Let me make it clear: at the very top, the people who are calling the shots at the very top are not left. They're not liberal. They care only about their money, and they will use left liberals. What they're doing right now is they're saying, okay, look, we're no longer are able to achieve the increases in our financial portfolios by going with the same hard line against sexuality and against race that we were used to making money on. So what we're going to do is we're going to liberalize, and we're going to pretend that we're now liberals. So
they wear a pink hat. They wear a nice, pretty pink hat.
Well, the reason why is because it was always like left liberals who kept on getting in their way and frustrating the efforts.
It's always the thing. Co-opt, frustrate, and cause dissension.
Get the left liberals to think, wow, the ruling power structure is so good. And then the ruling power structure
They're cheering on the fucking deep state, man.
Cheering on the deep state. So
the FBI and CIA, lifelong enemies.
And what it is like, the ruling power structure and the deep state, that works for them, because there's a hierarchy here. The ruling power structure, the billionaire oligarchs sit at the top, okay, and then the deep state works for them. Everybody works for where the money
they keep things in order.
So they used to use religion and restrictions on human sexuality as their modus operandi, because they knew that if you had like a free sexual life, that she wouldn't give a shit about these white guys in Washington or in Wall Street. Okay, but now they realize, no, that strategy is not going to work anymore. Let's let them play with their genitalia as much as they want, because it doesn't affect our bottom line. We can still have our wars, but let's make them think that we're good people.
They went with the Brave New World line instead of the 1984 line. You can always get more people on your side by giving them the soma and the feelies and just the happy fun time, like orgy porgy, like all of this unleashing of like your primal, but you're not going to get anything done if you're just playing with yourself all day.
Well, it's no benefit. It's no longer any benefit for them to like restrict homosexuals and to restrict, human sexuality. So they say, look, let's let them be libertine sexually, so long as they do not interfere with our militarism and our economic raping of them. They can rape each other all they want, but as long as they do not question our economic policies.
And this is why when you see like prominent liberals or whatever on television, they're never talking about war anymore. It used to be even as little as like 20 years ago, liberals would be very stridently anti-war. You would see them out in the street protesting whenever presidency or Congress was trying to go to war. But no more. No more. We don't even talk about it. We don't even know there's a war going on.
Sure. But as for Mark Zuckerberg and his rating system, listen, excuse me while I puke on Mark Zuckerberg and his fucking rating system.
As you know, people are just going to actually strive for a 1.0 rating. It's like he saw Black Mirror and said this wasn't dystopian enough. Give me more dystopia.